and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Robot, man, this is about to be another good one. We don't do nothing but bangers, bro. We don't do nothing but bangers. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We got so many clips. Y'all got clips, my nigga. Yo, some books that gonna go along with this class. The Learn Elders of Zion, Protocols of Zion. Right? Rod told me to go get this book. It break down how they were gonna set up the Goheen pretty much to take over their land and levy and lean them and keep them in a perpetuated state of debt. You know what I'm saying? The whole psychological plot is laid down in this joint. Right? Remember I told y'all about that chick. I got like 3 books from her. I found this one. I wanted to just show it to y'all. But look at the name, though. Look at the name. You know what I'm saying? Look at the name, man. Susan Lie. Now, how can we trust what's being coming out of this book with a lady when the lady name is Susan Lie? And she wrote all of the stuff about Ashtar Command. So, you know what I'm saying? People think we the only one to be talking about Ashtar Command. Now, Susan Lie, with her line behind, essentially, wrote 3 or 4 different books. I got the 12th mother ship and all that about her. I got all her whole collection. Right? Susan Lie. So I had to check that joint out to see what she was saying. So I just wanted to show you that one. The mother plane is getting ready to come back up as well. By the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We got tapes on that. You want to go check that out? It's my favorite book right there, by the way, besides the Holy Tablets. Right, The Secrets of Freemasonry right here by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is gonna come up. We got all the Masonic literature, right? But this one by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we got all the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books as well. Another book that's got to come up is the Art of Shinku. This book right here, the Galactic Survival Guide. This is gonna be a good book to have when all of this when some shit get popping off. This book teach you everything from start to finish on how to survive from scratch, man. It's a bad joint right here. It's a thick joint. We're gonna be doing some AIs on this joint, breaking down some of the tactics and survival joints up in this joint right here, right? So we just want to show you them couple, giving people time to get in, man. We about to get busy, man, because like we told you on the land right now, as the parasites are being removed, they're trying to run their last protocol. Well, they last protocol, but it's a dying move. The dying move is to cause the race war. That's what the Masons. And I'm starting to realize that the dirt is some dirty Masons that been running this game the whole time. I done traced them down and ran them all the way back and figured out we dealing with the Knights of Templar at one point, then the Killer Clowns, both of them Masons, by the way. Both of them start as Masons and work their way up, whether they go York Rites or Scottish Rites. Those who go York Rites end up going to the Knights of Templar. We got all those degrees as well. We got the Knights of Templar books as well. So, and we got the Rosicrucian books. We got all your shit, man. I'm telling you, man. If I show you my library on just their secret societies, you'll jump out the book. I might come back one of these days this week and show you just my secret society library on what I got on these guys. Yeah, but we scheduled for Big Mama's House Part 13 on Saturday at 7:00 with Mama Rabbit and Rod Hayes. Man, that's gonna be we putting the cornerstone on the Big Mama's episodes, the Big Mama's house, meeting at Big Mama's house. Now we're gonna do meeting at the Big Mama's restaurant next after episode 13. That's gonna be the last episode of the meetings at Big Mama house. The next gonna be, you know what I'm saying, we gotta come up with something. We still got the meeting with the Chiefs. We gotta finish those episodes. It's supposed to actually be go to 24 on them episodes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. On Saturday, 7:00, we're gonna have the Empress Rabbit in the building. So stay tuned for that. Also, I'm gonna get in touch with the I've been busy, but I'm getting in touch with the Voodoo Chief. Shout out to Voodoo Chief. To get him on for an interview. Shout out Top Cat. We're gonna get in touch with Top Cat, get him back on, do the 5 indigenous tribe breakdown. Who else? We're gonna get back in touch with V Indigenous, get her on. So we're trying to catch up. So we got we just put out a video on the video side about the Comanche, and they mad about us showing the Comanche as the ancient Egyptians, because the Comanche were Magi warriors of the ancient Egyptians, because Egypt was, Texas was Egypt. We got to get into that. That's a whole nother topic. Hey, man, we giving people time to get in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We finna get into it. Let's get into some of the stuff you might not that's been going on. This is really updated news. Y'all, your hood anchor man. This is updated news and psychological breakdown of what they're trying to do, right? So let's get into some of what's been going on the land, man. This is about to get good, man. Okay, we're gonna start let's start breaking some of this stuff down. Let's get into it. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button.
Atlanta cop shot man 17 times.
It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail. Families of the dead reportedly had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod.
When we first went to that site, buzzards were flying overhead. And we were trying to figure out, why are the buzzards flying overhead? But it's because they're putting them in shallow graves, and the only thing that they're putting them in is a body bag without embalming the bodies. So the stench from the bodies are drawing buzzards that.
This started with Dexter Wade's case. He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
He had identification on him, Isaiah, and the medical examiner gave it to the lead detective, who said he called, didn't get an answer, and they didn't worry about doing anything else. They thought that we were playing the race card. We have white clients as well. There were white people that were buried the same way, Isaiah. And any human being that's buried the way that they're burying these individuals, it says a lot about the people that's doing this criminal. Mississippi is Mississippi. It's an ugly Mississippi.
That's really an old report. I'm leading up to something, right? With all this stuff that's going on, what they've been doing us, and how the devil is really out here, really doing, man, like for real. He really out here for real, like the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? They really out here. So down in Mississippi, they found 215 bodies in unmarked graves, right? And supposedly they was behind the jail. And some of them people wasn't from the jail. They was just people that the police hung or killed, Nubian brothers that the police hung or killed, and then took their body out there and buried it in a shallow grave. Sound familiar? Freemasonry, buried third degree, buried in a shallow grave. Now it's all gonna come back up about these Masons, right? So now, it all started with the boy getting hit by the police, and then they going the boy got killed. The police buried him, and you know what I'm saying. So this is going on still in the world. Let me show you another part of that.
This was number 672. And it begs the question about all those other unknown bodies in that graveyard behind this penal jail. How many of those families that think their loved ones are missing?
How many?
And don't know that they've been dropped in a bag in the ground.
Oh my God.
We're going to get to the truth. Not just for your son, but for other children
Lord have mercy.
whose mothers are missing.
So that's another video of them. You know, anytime you see, but you got to keep in mind this shit. I'm gonna tell you how cold these guys are, man. It make your flesh crawl. When you see Ben Crump, you got to think about Wag the Dog. When the Chinese, when you see Ben Crump, think about Wag the Dog. So this is what makes me think that, hey, something fishy about this when they put Ben Crump on it. When I know Ben Crump is, every time he pull up, he a Freemason, and they run it's a part of the Freemason. The same thing when George Floyd got killed, and he had his knee on him with his hand in his pocket. It's a Freemason gesture, the hidden hand. The hidden hand is in play when you see Ben Crump. Yeah, okay. So that's one thing. And then like shout out the brother Supreme Mind in the chat that said that they told us that those organs missing in these brothers' body. So were they doing blood tests on our brothers in Mississippi that's locked up? So that when a so-called one of the elites, a person of the other color needs an organ, they kill these brothers and steal their organs on the back end, and then Ben Crump come in the recover. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't trust nothing these guys got going. Because we even with the agent thing, and we about to get into that, with the agent shooting a 14-year-old brother in the back who looked like Trayvon Martin. We don't I think some of the video was AI of him running, and then ain't no old man running that damn fast after no young guy. That shit looked like it was a movie, man, like it was a reenactment. And then we ain't really never heard of none of this shit until recent. You know what I'm saying? Let's get more into these guys and how sneaky they are, man. So keep in mind when Ben Crump pop up, go check out a movie called Wag the Dog and automatic think, you know what I'm saying? Put that in, okay, this somebody running some kind of crisis joint. They running a crisis joint right here. Because the Masons gotta incite the riot, gotta incite the blacks, right, to riot. This enacts Rex 84. You gotta go study what Rex 84 is. Well, they're gonna round up all of the Nubian leaders at first, get rid of them. They ain't round you up next. They already got your caskets in the FEMA camp set up already. This has been their agenda, right? Let's get into these, but they lost. big time. And it don't matter what they do to try to get us to react to their because they want to. It's order out of chaos. That's what these guys is all about now. So they want to create the chaos so they can bring in the order, right? They create the problem, they bring in the solution. It's the same old playbook. They don't got no new plays. They run the same John Madden playbook they've been running since 2000. Yeah, same old playbook, man. We on to their game. Let's get more into these guys and what they all about, y'all.
It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried.
I'm doing this. When Greg shot me, I did this to my chest. It feels like a taser, like a big punch to the chest. That's what it feel like getting shot.
And do you remember where your mom was at that time? Did you collapse? Did you fall down?
Mm-hmm. She was outside. And then I ran to my mom. And then so I was bleeding from my mouth.
A little gruesome. I can't even watch the whole thing, but the cop shot the boy, the Mississippi. This is still down in Mississippi. But like I say, this could be some make-believe, you know what I'm saying, to wag the dog. You see what I'm saying? But they running this program, right? So let's get back here.
Donald Trump is elected president of the United States.
The United States has hit a grim financial milestone.
Trump has instituted a 5-step economic plan to
liquidate.
The attack is now on the United States to bring down the United States as the ruling state in the world.
Atlanta cop shot man 17 times as he urinated into bushes. Family says body cam video proves it was an execution.
You see what I'm saying? He saw that man urinating in the bushes, and he was incensed. Like, how dare you urinate on Master's?
Yeah, on Master's bushes, right? That's General Johanna. Yeah, so shout out ISUPK, man. Yeah, so essentially this brother was taking a leak, probably drinking or something. Cop come up, hey, and then the brother say, oh, they shoot him 1,500 times in the back, man. And then they promoting this shit as if, okay, it's black on white crime. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're dealing with, y'all. Here we go, watch this.
So, Carmelo Anthony unalived Austin Metcalf in an altercation with a knife. In Texas, it's legal to carry a knife. And Texas is a stand your ground state, meaning that you don't have to retreat. But anyway, we forget about George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was unalived by George Zimmerman while walking home from a store. George Zimmerman was found not guilty of murdering Trayvon Martin.
All right, so you heard the news today that the dude Anthony, Carmelo Anthony, which has the similar name to the basketball player for the New York Knicks. And keep in mind, we got the New York Knicks game going on. I think it's 2-1, Spurs down 1. They're planning something here. New York is going to win essentially because they're covering up something. This is a smoke screen for what's that New York mayor name? Menrami, whatever his name is. Zara Menrami. I think I'm saying his name right. See, he worked for Deep State. See, they planning some here big for New York. Trump is connected with New York. right? But meanwhile, this brother get the brother in Texas, which is connected with the Spurs, right? Because the Spurs is dealing with the a certain type of instrument wore on back of the cowboy boots that's used to make the horse, act right in a sense. So you got to keep that in mind. A spur is used to make a horse, get in line, do what for the cowboys, right? Versus what are Knickerbockers? What are the Knickerbockers? Going back to the Knickerbocker hats and the Knickerbocker pants, which look like Daisy Dukes puffed out. I wish I had a picture to show you, but just go pull up Knickerbocker pants and like Spurs and all this, and you're gonna make a connection with what's happening now as far as the New York Knicks winning the play. Pretty much, we think somebody said they're gonna win in 5. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I asked AI who was gonna win, and keep in mind, all this shit is ritualistic. Even when the Eagles versus the Chiefs, or the Chiefs versus these guys, it's always ritualistic with these guys. It's always alchemy taking place in the background. Every Super Bowl halftime show, every major event where a whole bunch of people is watching, the Luciferians will be doing their magic and alchemy in the background. So always keep an eye on it, right? Let's get into this. This about to get good, man. We're gonna just start from the bottom and work our way up.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
The handwriting is on the wall. America is falling. Get your money.
Oh yeah, before I get to that, let me get into the brother. It's gonna be some clips that gotta come up. But before I play this, let me talk about the brother. Something else about the Carmelo Anthony setup. Because like I said, Carmelo Anthony, when my girl was telling me about the shit, she said, you gotta do a tape on this Carmelo Anthony thing. And automatically when she said it, I'm thinking, I didn't ever ask her because my mind, I'd be on so much stuff. But when she said Carmelo Anthony, I'm thinking there was a Knicks game going on. My mind automatically thought Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player. Until I said, when I said, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it. What else do you got on it? Was it Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player? She said, no, it's not Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player, which is strange. With the Knicks game going on, with and Carmelo responded saying the actual basketball player saying that he didn't want no parts of what was going on. And I'm saying, man, there's some high power alchemy going on in the background here. Then you got wizards and warlocks going to the New York Knicks game, actually doing hoodoo and witchcraft on the game to make the Knicks win. It's actually high power, some of the most high powered witches in the world that's going to the New York Knicks game. If you start watching, you'll see them in there on the sidelines or in the crowds, and they're actually doing witchcraft to make the New York. That's another part of it. Right, so let's get more into this, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Young TV, man.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
The handwriting is on the wall. America is falling. Get your money out of America. Preserve your wealth. America, that once great nation that caused the other nations to tremble, is falling. The news media uses modern words and phrases which tend to reveal the reality of America's dire financial position. Budget deficits, deficit spending, hyperinflation, weak dollar, double-digit unemployment rate, and the dollar is on the verge of collapse. Get your money out of America. The question among many economists has been, if the dollar is collapsing, what will it collapse against? It has been rumored that the dollar is to be replaced with a new currency called the Amero. This rumor has been looming on the horizon for several years. We don't know whether this rumor is true or whether it is a ruse. However, what is more plausible is a new currency that would be created by a number of nations with the world's largest emerging economies. These include Brazil, Russia, India, and China, also known as BRIC. Whether there is a new reserve currency emerging or not, the dollar is going to collapse. Read The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be upon him. It matters not whether you are black.
Yeah, peace be on to the book. I got that book in the garage too, The Fall of America, and I already did an AI breakdown on it. Like I said, they're going down, and it's a part of it. So the race war, keep in mind, the United States corpse really is the Masonic baby. Get the Secret Destinies of America by Manly P. Hall. I got that book out there. What's another book? It's another book by Manly P. Hall. And get the Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. I got that out there. It's a big, thick book like this. This strategy is to now they got to cause this order out of chaos, as it's the same thing. If you study parasites in nature and viruses, these type of things, and how they need a host and all this, and you study the nature of carnivores and etc., and apply it to United States corpse. As they go down, they're gonna when you get rid of worms and parasites out of your body, they bite down into your intestines. When you don't feed them sugar in the middle of the night, they bite down into your intestines and your neurocortex, your intestines really, and they can send signals to your brain through the nervous system to say, get up, eat some candy, man. Drink me some juice or something. The sugar, man. We need sugar. Sugar water. We need sugar. And that's what that bug on Man in Black when he took over, when he got inside of the Edgar suit, he went in the house, told the lady to make him some sugar water. So these parasites, as we're kicking them out of the republic, these aristocrats, these deep states who were being puppeted by the small hats, small hats being puppeted by the cat's paw, right? In the background, these guys are kicking and screaming as they go out, so they need this race war. So keep that in mind as this system crumbles. Let's go to that next slide. Hit that like, y'all.
I saw nuclear weapons going off over major American cities. I saw foreign troops on American soil. And I saw that for many years, men, weapons, ammunition, tanks, artillery shells, war supplies had been pre-positioned in America. And I saw many warehouses stocked full of weapons and supplies for an invasion of America. I saw what I thought was an asteroid strike that hit the Earth in what looked like Western Canada, and that strike turned the water poisonous for almost all of America. And what I saw was a massive rock going into the Atlantic Ocean, and I reasoned it to be an asteroid, but now that I think about it, it could have been that volcanic mountain at La Palma going into the ocean. I do not really know. What I was shown was a massive rock that was burning on fire, that was hitting the ocean and causing a monster of a tsunami. It caused a massive wall of water to hit the America's east coast, and that wall of water was maybe a mile high or even higher. This wall of water went many miles inland, destroying the entire east coast, and for a time the state of Florida was totally underwater. Jeremiah 51:42. The sea has come upon Babylon, she is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Revelation 8:8-11. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and a third part of the sea became blood, and a third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and a third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third parts of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. I saw a mega earthquake on the west coast that caused 2 other faults to rip wide open, causing another massive tsunami on the west coast. Then these earthquakes caused several major volcanoes to erupt. I saw the New Madrid Fault rupture, which ripped America in half from the Great Lakes down to New Orleans. And at some points this was up to 100 miles wide in some areas. America's heartland was turned into a great sea between 2 continents. And I saw Yellowstone erupt with a massive eruption. I saw several other volcanoes all erupting at the same time. Then the scene was that I was shown was from above the earth, and I was witnessing all this on the big screen. And then it zoomed down and in close, and I saw civil war in America. I saw Americans shooting and bombing other Americans. Everyone seemed to have gone mad, rioting, looting, burning, much murder in the streets. I saw blood in all the streets of America. I saw bodies piling up everywhere and no one to remove them. I saw flies everywhere. They filled every home. They were everywhere. And the smell was unbearable. You could smell death of rotting corpses everywhere and in every home. I saw paper money blowing down the street and no one gave it a thought, as it was worthless paper. Everyone was broke. Money and gold were worthless.
Oh yeah, like I see y'all on to it. Shout out that voice art. You on to it, man. Cause it's that Bible is they Masonic playbook. But only thing about it is Revelations wasn't they shit. See, they all the rest of that stuff they can mess with, but they can't mess with that joint. I'm telling you, man. They can mess with the other joints, but that joint there, they didn't even know what the hell it mean. But yeah, so they trying to get this chaos going. Like I said, let's get to the next one.
The American Empire will collapse next 5.
Before I go, there was a report of an earthquake in Florida yesterday. So a lot of people felt it in Tampa. A lot of people felt it in Spring Hills, Florida. A lot of people felt it in Orlando, Miami. So it was an earthquake yesterday in Cuba, right? So keep that in mind. I think it was like a 6. And they felt it all the way up into mid-Florida. So there's some weird stuff going on, definitely, as we speak, right?
The American Empire will collapse in the next 5 to 10 years because it is overstretched, too much debt, too much corruption, too much inequality. It's in too much debt, and it is really angering the entire world. It's basically unifying the entire world against it right now. Say empires last around 200 years. And so we are now in the twilight of the American Empire. And the other thing that we know is you can't actually stop the decline of empires. So Oswald Spengler, who is a German theoretician, he argues that we are human beings and we have natural life cycles because we're organisms. Well, societies are the same way, where empires, they will be born, they'll rise, and they'll die. And it's a good thing because that's what allows for constant human innovation.
Do you think that will happen in my lifetime? I'm 30 years old, 33 years old.
It may happen in everyone's lifetime. It may happen in the next 5 to 10 years. We are seeing...
Do you think that's going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years?
I think there's a very strong possibility.
And if that is to be the case, what would you give me as advice as a 33-year-old? What actions should I be thinking about taking now, based on what you know about history, to make sure that, it's not too bad for myself? I guess I'm asking this question in light of you predicting that there might be a collapse of the sort of Western or the American empire. And in such a scenario, I was wondering what it would look like to be an American. And is there a solution or a course of behavior one should take in such a scenario? But I guess that's the key question, which is, if the US empire does collapse, how does American life change or Western life change?
Okay. So one theory that's very important to understand is something called Hermetic philosophy. And Hermetic philosophy is what underpins Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Mm-hmm. And Hermetic philosophy comes from Egypt. And it has certain principles, but its main principle is that reality is energy, it's vibrations. Okay, so we think of it as material, but material is a consequence of energy. Mm-hmm. right? So what this means is that reality is consciousness itself. So our thoughts are what's real. Our bodies are just vehicles to experience the world around us, but they're not real. When we die, our souls return to the source and we come back again. And we're here primarily in order to experience things we cannot experience in the spiritual world, because in the spiritual world, it's not material. Okay? So what's really important is to appreciate that every one of us is part of the source. And so if we think about the totality of things, we can only become despondent. We can only give up hope. But if we think about how individually we can become a better person.
Man, he really didn't answer his question for me, man. He ain't really answered his question. Yeah, but them Chinese dudes over on point over there though with some of the stuff they saying. But he ain't really answered his question. Yeah, man. What should you be doing at 33 right now? Man, buying you silver. Every time you get paid, your savings account should be silver and gold. Silver and gold. They want you to have Jesus though. They want you to go to church. Yeah, they want you rather to have Jesus than silver and gold. But yeah, look, man. Look, if you make $1,000, you should spend 300. Like it depends on what your bills are. You should spend 30% on silver and gold every time you get paid. That's what I would have told the dude. And then on top of that, stir you some food, dry foods like navy beans and rice and water. Get you a water purifier. Yeah, get you some ammo and get your guns. Learn how to shoot guns. Teach your kids how to fish. Learn how to plant food. So I would have told him. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Something that the spiritual shit that he said was dope, but he ain't give him no good shit on get yet. You know what I'm saying?
Let's listen to what she has to say.
They're trying to crash the economy so that they can buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. And they want to get rid of any public services that our tax dollars pay for and privatize them so they can profit on that too. But they'll still take our tax dollars and then we'll pay them more for less. That's the whole plan. We'll be indebted to our government that will own us. That's how Russia started to become what they are. They own everything, and you live and work and struggle and pay everything to them just to survive. Yeah. Doesn't that sound fun? Yeah. Prices keep going up. Salaries aren't going up. Everything's so expensive. The numbers, the jobs, the economy, everything is being kept from us. That's what's happening. We're making rich people rich, and they're making us poor.
You already know about them destroying the middle class. That's part of the agenda. They just want to have go get a movie called Time with Justin Timberlake where he got to buy coffee and ride the bus using time. And then they got a separation where you got to cross this barrier to get over where the rich guys are. You got to have a certain amount of time just to even cross the area. So this is their agenda ultimately. The Luciferians is to own everything and you be enslaved and chipped and tagged in like a cattle, man. That shit ain't gonna fly, man. It's lose time up on it.
You think that these powers, these Illuminati people behind the scenes are going to be successful at taking down the United States government?
Yes, I totally agree, yes.
There are white hats operating, as you know, and as we know, because we have been interacting with those people from time to time. Do you think it's possible?
And they always will. There's
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad says, America is falling, her doom is sealed. Now, I'm serious. I don't understand why black people trip so much on the fall of America. What we gonna do? Don't you know we already at the bottom? No, just think about that for a second. When the Dow Jones reports that it's down 12 points, what happens to your account? Nothing. When they say that we're not even on the board with them. So why are we so concerned with Allah's hand of retribution, chastisement and judgment of our enemies when we already at the bottom? Don't you know that if you are already at the bottom and an object that is big is falling, it ain't for you to cry and be concerned with the fall. It's for you to step out the way so it can fall and not land on you. That's all we got to do is step out the way of the fall of America. We already at the bottom.
Hey, there you go. Like I told you, we gotta stay out their way as the parasites go down. We gotta stop buying his soda, all his stuff that he brought with him. Let him pack it all up and take it back to Europe. The cigarettes, everything. Yeah, we had that. We let him hit the shit when he came over here, and he went to tripping. We already had tolerance for it. Yeah, but he went to tripping. Ran back, told John Smith and them, and told their buddies that they got some wacky shit that make you horny. They came back and raided our village to take the shit. But the strongest stuff is in Cali. Ask anybody around the world that know what time it is. Yeah, and then they got some good stuff in Florida too, man, because it's but here, they really don't want to grow it down there yet. They passing certain laws though, but it's like this, man. Pack up your frozen food, cause we ain't never froze no food over here. We always put our food behind waterfalls. Or we salted our food. Or we smoked it. Or smoked it and turned it into beef jerky. Buffalo jerky. So pack that all your fried food that you came over here causing heart disease. Pack all that shit up, take it back to France. And pack them frozen items back up, take that shit back to Europe. That river bottom grand, take that back with you too. You can pack the river bottom. Yeah, they can pack the river bottom grand up with them too. Take that back to Europe. We don't want to do nothing. So he going out of business. And he would have went out of business if we didn't help him when he came over here to do Thanksgiving through the winter time. If we would let him starve him out, we would let him go extinct that first winter. When they came over here, we wouldn't have been going through a lot of these problems we got now. So this time, brothers and sisters, we're not going as he go extinct, as the sun cycle come in, in the Aquarian age of information, of truth that's drowning out all his lies that he didn't told. He opened his mouth like a flood to devour us. What did he open his mouth to tell us? A lie. Because he a liar and a damn killer. Just like we told you, man. John chapter 8, verse 44, man. He's a liar and a killer. So when he opened his mouth like a flood, nothing but lies. It's flooding up out his goddamn mouth. And that's all he been telling for a long time to keep us asleep. Yeah, man. But it's hope that game is up. So now we at the point now, all we got to do is like the brother said, shout out to brother, that brother name is Nori. I think Minister Nori with the Nation of Islam, and say move out the way, right? So as he fall, because the bigger America was the sleeping giant. They bragged that they the sleeping giant. When Pearl Harbor happened, they said the Japanese woke up a sleeping giant. And then they went over there and dropped 2 nuclear bombs or atomic bombs on the Japanese people and exterminated rat, dog, cat, children, everybody. For 1, 2, 3 crazy jokers that was controlling the country that didn't want to surrender, man. Come on, man. And you talking about war crimes? My ass. That ain't nothing. Yeah, man. This is the type of guys we're dealing with. Let's get more into these guys, man. I'm telling you, man.
You think that these powers, these Illuminati...
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad says,
America is going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see the biggest crashes happening right now. So that's good for me because the price of gold and silver go up.
That's interesting because most people in India until the last decade have been migrating to the US, thinking that is where is the land of opportunity to pursue the great American dream. But over the last 2 years, we've seen an increasing number of people coming back in droves back to India because that's where they're seeing the opportunity. So that is a very interesting shift that I never thought would happen so quickly in my lifetime.
Hey, and so they mad now that all these foreigners are denouncing their U.S. citizenship. What does that mean? That means no more slaves for the T-buns and the debt. That means the T-buns started to dissolve up. America already don't got no money. They don't even got money to purchase ammunition, y'all, for the military, man. This shit is getting scary. According to what man, let's get more into it.
America is going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see
the United States will run out of military power. The generals have already warned the president. We have a finite amount of ammunition. Run out of ammunition. It doesn't matter how many airplanes we have, how many aircraft carriers we have. If we can't drop bombs, it's useless. And then we're done. So what happens is then the United States has to withdraw from this fight. And then Israel is left on its own. And then we get into regime change in Israel. And, the goal here won't be the destruction of Israel, because I don't think that will be allowed to happen. But what we're going to be looking at is the disenfranchisement of Benjamin Netanyahu, that he will lose all credibility. This man was, again, Mario, you saw it at the end of the 12-day war. Did you see Benjamin Netanyahu's hands when he was talking about what was happening? Shaking. He was uncertain for the first time. He said this.
That wasn't no uncertain. That was a damn AI, nigga. That was AI. He started glitching because that's AI. Nigga. That dude got took out. Essentially, man, it's people that already came out talking about it, man. Over there saying that dude got took out and they using AI and glitch. Yeah, man.
Federal judge.
And this is because we're gonna run them in line because, like I say, some of this stuff is recent, some of it is, but all of it is gonna tie in together. Now, here's a Nubian sister judge. Essentially, they getting booty at live. Man, I don't know what this is. It don't even make no sense to me. Why would you be fucking up at the courthouse and be making all that noise? What people? It's like you wanted to lose your job. That nigga, he tearing you up like that. He tearing you up. Come on, man, let me play this, man. He tearing you up like that. You gotta scream and jump, man. It sounds staged to me, man. But listen to this, man. This in Atlanta, y'all. You know it get freaky in Atlanta, man. So a whole bunch of freaks in Atlanta.
Federal judge and a high-ranking Atlanta police official are at the center of explosive allegations.
It involves sexual encounters inside the judge's chambers during work hours.
One court clerk testified to hearing what was described as unsettling noises, kissing, and music coming from the judge's chambers.
The Honorable Judge Eleanor Ross claimed that she was just praying in her chambers every day during the lunch hours with Deputy Police Chief Kelly Collier. The scandal being exposed after one of her own law clerks complained that the indecent liaison was negatively affecting her job performance.
In some ways, this is a
So you see, they freaking off. They having freak-offs at the courthouse, man, with the chief of police and a federal judge. So, man, to me, that's the stage. Like, ain't no way you that damn stupid unless you like from the you retired and then you did it. Like, I'm just finna do something, like, because it's the last day and I don't like these suckers, so I'm just gonna do this. I don't know what was I don't know, man. That was weird. That ain't make no sense to me. You got all that education and degrees, and then you go out like a sucker like that. He should have put a sock in her mouth or something, man. Dang, what was he doing to her? It's like he was in there stabbing her. Literally. She in there screaming like she getting ate by a reptilian. Ate out by a reptilian. I'm telling you, man, this shit is crazy. This world is crazy, man. Hit that like that. Yeah, who was hitting it? The chief of police of my essentially chief of police of Atlanta. In Atlanta, man. Yeah, this shit is crazy, right?
Here at the courthouse, while Atlanta police say they
launched
an investigation.
Man, look, they put this shit is real, so at least they showing it on the news. You know how but it could be wagged the dog. But she in there screaming like a siren. She in there saying, Jesus, Jesus, Lord Jesus. Man, she didn't know she was gonna lose her job after that. They got to be crazy as hell, man. That's some crazy shit.
A 14-year-old boy lost his life over a bottle of water, and the man who shot him was later found not guilty. The case involved Cyrus Belton, who was killed after an encounter outside a store in South Carolina. Rick Chow claimed that Cyrus had stolen water from the business and then pulled a firearm during a confrontation. However, prosecutors argued that surveillance footage told a different story. According to investigators, the video showed that Cyrus never stole anything from the store. Authorities also stated that while the teenager did have a firearm, it had fallen away from him before the shooting occurred. Prosecutors argued that Cyrus was shot multiple times in the back and was nowhere near the weapon when the shots were fired. Despite those arguments, a jury ultimately found Chow not guilty. The verdict has sparked outrage.
Now here's the thing. I believe that Mike Brown and the Trayvon Martin was part of the crisis, Wag the Dog, right? And I believe this is part of it too, because the dude just strikingly looked like Trayvon Martin. One. Another thing is we never even heard of this shit until now. I never even heard of it. 3 years. Did anybody in South Carolina heard of this 3 years ago? It's a lot of stuff that they doing right now that we never even heard of till now. I never heard of no all of a sudden now all this stuff. Yeah, man. It's the crisis. It's the same moves, man. They don't change their moves.
Here at the gas station today, this morning. Talk to me about that.
Well, the initial gathering is for the black culture to start standing in solidarity, standing together, unified, because divided we will fall, and united we will stand. So we have traveled from Tampa, Florida, to bring the masses together, because enough's enough, and we're fed up and we're tired. Our kids are not target practice. Kids are supposed to bury them.
Hey, I can't even listen to his whole speech, because if you ain't got that Asian dude hanging in the background, ain't nothing to talk about. Why are you even talking on to the camera like that? Them guys, they out there holding signs with guns, and ain't nobody getting smoked. So yeah, we don't want to hear nothing. Yeah, we don't want to hear nothing from them till some people get smoked. Till some people start getting like over in Iraq, where they put a nigga on camera and they got these hoods on and they chopped the nigga head off right on live TV. Yeah, so we see that from you guys. We don't want to hear no marching. I'm black and I'm proud. That shit is dead, my nigga. Yeah, they out there with their guns. That shit ain't do nothing. So yeah, that's what they centered. Essentially, the Black Panthers went up there and marched and protest. Oh, stop killing us! Stop fingering men pulling us over and putting Vaseline on your gloves and going up in our behind, man. It's not fair. It's not right. We got civil rights. It's funny, man. Instead of going down there, finding your boy, putting him on live TV and say, yeah, this is what happened to the next sucker that shoot a brother in the back. Chop, behead him. Yeah. Behead him right there, man, and and then roll his head like a bowling ball for the camera, for everybody to see it, man. That's how you make it. That's how you, if you want to be some the no fucking around coalition. Seem like y'all fuck around if y'all going down there just to march around and stand in front of a store that already been busted up and shot up already. Yeah, man. These guys are weird, man, to me, man.
The raw emotions today after a jury in Texas found 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder in the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet last year. And immediately after the verdict tonight, tension erupted outside the courthouse, the jury rejecting Anthony's assertion that he killed Metcalf in self-defense. He did not testify on his own behalf. The Metcalf family all along rejecting the use of their son's death to inflame racial divides. None of the jurors deciding the teenager's fate were black. Our Jonah Kaplan is at the courthouse tonight. Jonah, good evening.
Matt, good evening. This was an emotional and a dramatic trial that lasted 7 days, but it took less than 3 hours for that jury to return a guilty verdict.
Oh my God, y'all.
Emotions ran high outside the county courthouse in McKinney, Texas, minutes after a jury convicted 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony in the stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year. The two teens were high school track athletes at competing schools.
At the end of the day, nobody wins. You know, it's a loss on both sides.
Police officers and sheriff's deputies were lined in front of the courthouse to keep calm. Anthony was convicted of murder. Prosecutors argued he intentionally killed Metcalf after being shoved and taunted by Metcalf and his teammates. Anthony claimed self-defense and broke down crying in the courtroom. He did not take the stand in his...
Man, look. And then he had black jurors, but they got rid of the black jurors. They said, and they brought in all white jurors. So at the middle of the trial, they switched the jury around to have all a white jury. And then here's a brother that's defending himself from being jumped by a whole bunch of white boys, big football team white boys, and he defended himself and he get charged with murder. And he was getting jumped. And I told my old lady, that's Wag the dog. They wagging the dog. That's Wag the dog because you know. And then another incident of a brother. At 2 o'clock in the morning, two white boys come say they doing a prank at this black dude's house. They got ski mask on and they trying to break in the dude's house and wiggling his doorbell. They got a ski mask on. The dude shoot one of the white boys. He get charged with murder. And he got everything on camera. He get charged with murder while they trying to break in his house with a ski mask on. Two white boys at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, man, that shit is crazy. Like, so this system ain't never for us. You know what I'm saying? And we don't. All we gotta do, we don't gotta fall into their trap where they want us to fight against white folks and fight against somebody else because of the color of their skin. No, we just get out their way and let them keep falling to the ground. As you know, it's over with, man. Mystery Babylon is a wrap. Ain't no, the fat lady song, all it. You know what I'm saying? It's a rap for these niggas. I'm telling you, man.
Respect is going out the door.
Tonight, emotions boil.
Respect is going out the door. So we the people must stand in solidarity. We the people must stand up. Because it's all power to the people, for the people, because of the people, and by the people. Every person that's put in position is because we the people put them in there.
Look, there's some guys again, man. Remember I just told you about them guys. Stand up and do what? Complain? Man, you know how long we been complaining for getting shot in the back? Ain't no more complaints. The complaints is piled to the roof. Piled out of space. God damn it. Hell yeah. We ain't got no It should be eye for eye. See, that's how it was. See, they got us when they turned us into Christians, man. Long as we was Muslims, they was scared of us. That's why they scared of the nation, man. Look, in Islam, you punch me, I'm punching your ass back. And when I punch you, I'm trying to knock your whole grill out. Yeah, and I'm on knee, in Islam. But Christianity, it says, hey, man, no, don't do that. Turn the other cheek so it can slap you again. Well, what they do to hell, they do that. Unless they try to colonize and psychologically make you passive to enslave you. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, man. In Islam, man, you punch me, nigga, we gonna get it cracking, cuz. Yeah, Islam, we get it cracking if you put your hands on us. That's why they didn't want us, That's just another thing, man. We get it cracking, cuz, Muhammad get it cracking. Muhammad Rasulullah alayhi wa salam wasn't no turn the other cheek type of dude, man. You put your hands on him, they finna get it cracking. And Yahshua was the same way, really. They don't want to let you, Yahshua was the same way. He get it cracking. Remember when he went up in there turning all them tables over, he got it cracking up in there. What y'all niggas want to do up in here? God? Y'all up in here pushing and selling up my father's joint, and ain't giving me no cut of nothing, man. What's up with that? Yeah, man. I'm gonna turn all this over. What y'all want to do? Just think about somebody like that. That's a real gangster, man. Somebody that go in there in the pool hall and turn over all the tables. That what all y'all want to do? Anybody want to fight? Who wants some of Debo? You know what I'm saying? That's what he pretty much did. He went up in there, turned all their tables up, said what y'all want to do about it. That's some so that ain't no turn the other cheek type of shit that they sold us, man. Somebody playing games with us. Yeah, man. So that standing out there saying loud, we the people. Yeah, that shit ain't working no more, man. That shit ain't never worked. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man.
Rick Chow has been found not guilty of murder in the shooting death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. The verdict came after jurors heard days of testimony about what happened outside Chow's Park Lane Road convenience store in 2023. Prosecutors argued Chow wrongly believed Cyrus had stolen 4 bottles of water, chased him more than one.
That's the same thing, but look, another point let me make out. Look how biased that the United States courts is towards the real indigenous people versus a foreigner. This dude is a foreigner from China, came over and shot an indigenous person in the back. How the hell did he even get that store? Why? How did he get that store? Because when these foreigners come over, the banks get him $100,000-$200,000 loan to open up a business right in the center of our community. And they give them the rundown. Hey, you gonna make money out of these guys. They take the money, you're gonna leave them in the slums. This type of thing. All these foreigners got businesses in our neighborhood. And then, people get mad at Big U because he was making them pay a toll. That's what I like. I ain't like that Big U put the play on Nip, right? Because he was jealous of him. But I did like that Big U was one of the chiefs on the land, making the agents and all the other guys pay up. Yeah, you gonna have your store over here in the neighborhood, nigga. This rolling 60s, nigga. You gotta pay rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay us 25% of what you make over here. This our shit, or else you can kick rocks. See that the feds really ain't getting really for that. They got him for the murders that he was doing. See, he killed the wrong good guys, and the universe caught back with him and killed his son as well. So it's like that type of thing, man. But he was making them suckers on neighborhood pay tolls, nigga. Or kick or ride out. And you know something, man? That's why they ain't like Big Took and Raymond them. Big Took and Raymond them made them people do the same thing. They made them people pay the toll, man, over in the Crip neighborhoods. You had, if you was a foreigner that went from the land, you had to pay a toll. I remember Monster Cody telling a story about him, and it was his fault really, because they sent him to the store to get the egg sandwich for Raymond. And when he came, he had ate half of the egg, put the sandwich, wrapped it back up, gave it to Raymond, and he had ate half the egg. So when he looked at it, he said, "Hey, cuz, to Took, Big Took. Hey, cuz, ain't no egg in this sandwich, man, cuz. Right? So they get, so hey, look, Big Took them they go, they load up, they walk down, nigga mob down to the stove, the Chinese man stove, where they made the egg sandwich at, and they take everything in the stove. Everything in the stove, nigga. Hey, Monster Cody said he said he was scared that day, but he ate real good. he ate good that day. Yeah, because that's what type of time them boys was on. That's what type of time the Black Panthers is on. The old Black Panthers, the ones that got infiltrated by COINTELPRO operations. Right? You see where we at?
Okay, so the store is broken into, as y'all see. Water bottles. That's what the little boy died because of water bottle. He stole a water bottle. $0.89 water. He lost his life for it. That's crazy.
Sorry.
Plenty of water bottles. Now water so free is crazy.
To me, this is fake. It's fake because we never heard of it till now. Ain't no way that Asian running after that dude. I believe they just recorded all that shit. The shit they showing us is recently recorded. Ain't no way that Asian running after that dude like that. It's wag the dog crisis, I believe, man. In a way, man, it just don't make any sense. But like I say, a Chinese dude, a foreigner over here killing indigenous people and getting away with it. Why? Because as a whole, we hadn't agreed that we not black, Negroes, and colors, we Moors. It's still people want to say they Indians. It's still people want to say all this other shit. But we hadn't came to the conclusion to say that we Moors. And so the killer clowns, they just sit back saying, yeah. While they rock our feds and have freakouts on yachts off our state because they remain trustees. They remain the trustees long all of us as a whole don't say, you know what, man, we the real indigenous people of this land, we Moors. Game over. If the Moor thing wasn't a big thing, why in the hell they rocking our feds then? Why in the hell these niggas that's number one op on the land rocking our shit, man? Why? That's what I'm saying, man.
The only reason that white people in the United States or anywhere we are, in Europe, in Africa, in Australia, in Israel, wherever we are the colonizers. We are the colonizers, and we live off the expense of the assault, Europe's assault on Africa, the kidnapping of African human beings, the trafficking, all of these things that we hear today. This is where it came from. Hundreds of years of assaulting and stealing everything that African people and Africa as a continent had and putting it into the hands of white people. And so this is why, as the chairman has said, the true class struggle, the true working class in the world is the African and colonized working class, not white people, because all white people, and you know this is.
Hey, another thing too about the white-black thing. Now, keep in mind that was started by Carlos Linnaeus. He's the one that came out with the late get down that says that Africans are black, Europeans are white, Asians are yellow, and Americans are red. We would technically be the red people, according to that chart. Now, so they spent that game, and then 1790 Nationalization Act, and then there was another one they ran a little bit after that, where they allowed Slavics and Chinese, Asians, and Philippines to come over and claim your status as their real first citizen. Really, we wasn't citizens. Citizens, another trick to get you on their game, right? But we were sovereigns over here in this land. So by right, we were forced to get the free white title, right? When they switched over to the system, if we decided to join a organization. Some people did, some Moors did. But yeah, they joining the devil, we found out them people was the devil. Joining the devil wasn't a good idea. You know what I'm saying?
America has no culture. That's why it's greedy.
Hey, so let me say this right here too. So for the people that's listening, newcomers, hit that subscribe button. We are not black, Negroes, nor color. Let's make that clear for the record and let the record show. They've been running the whole game down off of it, man. To put us as this Christian property and chattel property, ultimately smuggled by the small hats who are being puppeted by the cat's paw, man. It's all a game, man, from the top. Let's run this clip.
The only reason.
You say that all whites are racist. Can you expound on that, please?
Any white person who was born, raised, and schooled in the United States of America, if you aren't a racist, you're a miracle. Either that or you decided to educate yourself. Because education in this country is about white is right, brown's all right, black's got to stand back. Yellow's mellow, but whites, we educate in a way that says that white males have done all the adventures, have made all the adventures, have done all the discovering, have made everything that is good and has been accomplished according to social studies, which is actually anti-social studies, by white males. It's a lie. But we do that in order to maintain the myth of white superiority.
Jane did a really good job here. Let's talk about her point on if you're not racist.
Hey, that's dealing with the white man's burden.
America has no culture. That's why it's greedy. That's why it's by itself. That's why it's hated. It has no culture. Everyone that comes here comes for one reason: greed. It's the only reason they come in. They leave everything behind. Everything. Their land, their culture, their family, their relations. It's pathetic. We're prisoners of war. Legally, that's what they won't tell you that. But in order for them to continually violate America has no culture. That's why it's greedy.
Hey, you remember what it said in the Injil, where they said that in the Revelations, for you people that don't know what the Injil, the words of an angel, the Revelations, right? It says that the harlot enticed people to come over and lay down their cultures to live and pick up the image of the beast, the suit and tie. You got Africans that take out their dashiki and put on a suit and tie. That's European type dress. That's not our dress over here. And that's not the African dress. The Europeans wear suit and tie, right? So they laid down their culture to pick up. That's what he was just talking about, right? Subliminally.
He is 11. Why are you putting my 11-year-old in handcuffs? Trying to fight right in front of us. He is 11 years old. He shot him. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Last Thursday, there was an 11-year-old boy who was arrested by the police. He was treated pretty harshly, and his mom protested and live streamed it right here in Akron. But I just wanted to say about that 11-year-old boy that got arrested. The day before he got arrested, his brother was shot by a white citizen.
Why is my 11-year-old in the cop car? Explain that to you in a minute. Why is my 11-year-old in the cop car and this white man just shot my 14-year-old son in the chest? This white man just shot my 14-year-old son in the chest.
When the boy went to confront the man who shot his brother, he got arrested.
He is 11. Why are you putting my 11-year-old in handcuffs? Trying to fight right in front of us.
And that white citizen is still free. So
but then you got them dudes going.
What do you expect?
Look, then you got them dudes going to march up there at the store, and you know what I'm saying? You got shit like this.
A black man dies after a white cop decides to take his ambulance that was for him. The cop has an anxiety attack, takes the black man's ambulance, black male dies. This is a hell of a story. Put it up full mass. I'm going to give you the background. Last March, Bridgeport, Connecticut, a man who was shot by the police and later died had to wait an extra 10 minutes after an ambulance came, but the officer said, quote, "I'm having a mild anxiety attack." So he decided not to allow the ambulance to take the man who's dying in front of him. He said to the ambulance, the first that arrived to the scene, "Take me for this mild anxiety attack instead of the black guy I just shot who's dying in front of us." That's according to a newly released state investigation. You're looking at the victim, 39-year-old Dyshawn Best. The first ambulance called to take Mr. Best to the hospital arrived at the scene at 6:02 p.m. That's about 14 minutes after the shooting. However, at the urging of other officers, that ambulance was used to take away a white police officer, Aaron Perota, who had been involved in the foot chase, the report said. Okay? So remember, everybody's on the same page according to the investigation. The other officers encouraged this for the ambulance. Take this guy. I mean, he's been running. Obviously, he's the priority somehow. Paramedics reported that Officer Perota declined treatment in the ambulance. Quote, "I am fine. I just need to get out of here."
So, man, listen to, hey, man, I mean, bruh, like somebody in the comments said, you can't make stuff like this up. He chased a man, unarmed man, and shot him 14 times in the back. And then, he had an anxiety attack from shooting the on black man. So they took him, he had to take him first, make sure he was good. While the black man sit out and bled out. This is game, man, that they running, man. And you think they ain't trying to, and they promoting shit like this to try to get us mad. But look, some of this stuff is wag the dog, man. I'm telling you, man.
A cop. Go. Hospital exposed. Go.
Here's another one.
Hospital exposed, hiding a black woman's body, harvesting the organs. It's a damn shame. Put it up full mass. California woman goes missing. Is found in a morgue months later with organs taken out of her body. Ms. Tanya Walker went missing in November of 2023, could not be found anywhere by the family. This prompted a thorough search throughout their home of Sacramento for months. The investigation officially began November 10th, when Tanya's family reported her missing to the police. It's not like Tanya Walker to do this, so they got police involved. Her sisters. The Walker's appearance searched for months. Then a break came. A break in the case did not come until May 2024, several months later, when the DOJ noticed that she had been marked as deceased by the DMV. So a sheriff's deputy told the family that they had finally found Walker's body on a shelf in a morgue located on the outskirts of Sacramento. When family arrived, they were shown Miss Walker's body. Walker was missing her eyes and her epidermal, her skin.
So they was harvesting her skin. And keep in mind, like I was watching the Duke. Duke said that the Israelis got the biggest skin bank and organ banks in the world. And the most of the people that's organs and skin is in there is Palestinians. Now keep in mind when you go to these hospitals, they make you sign contracts because they license to practice on your land, and pretty much you sign your life over into their hands, and they don't really know shit technically. They get trained not to know shit because it's part of the program. But secretly, when they run your blood and see, she got good organs, we can sell this organ on a dark market because melanated organs go high up into the 100,000. So they kidnapped. It was a man that was running butt naked down in, I think that's in California. He escaped through a vintage system in the back of the hospital. They was in there trying to steal his organ. So yeah, man, keep in mind what's going down, man. You gotta know how to heal yourself. You gotta stay alert, stay alive, and when you go up to a spot like these spots, man.
Atlanta cop shot man 17 times as he urinated. This was number 676.
Not doing this. It damn.
The attack is now on the United States to bring down the United States as the ruling state in the world. But in the process of bringing it down, the United States have some very important work to do for Israel. I can identify tonight two very important things that the United States has to do for Israel. There are many more, but there's no need to do more than simply two. In order for Israel to succeed the United States as a ruling state in the world, not only must the U.S. economy collapse and the U.S. dollar collapse, and when the U.S. dollar collapses, it brings down the whole world of paper money with it. And if you don't believe me, just wait. Just wait. Not only must the United States collapse its economy and its money, but in addition, Israel has to wage a big war, which even non-Muslim political analysts are now.
Do you liquidate to investigate when companies go into liquidation?
We're gonna get to the other part too. This is the liquidation part. So we already up to speed on America going down. I mean, not America, United States Corps, which is the military arm of a conglomerate, London being the financial arm, right? The Vatican being the military arm, which already disarmed the rest of the arm because really the Rome cut their arm off in 2014 when they sent the letter to Obama. Right? They said they don't want no more business in all the stuff that went down. Because when they get on their deathbed as they going down, they like to come clean and say, "Oh nah, man, we sorry for what we did." So don't be surprised. It's right before they try to kick you in the balls again, they offer you money in the form of reparations, saying that, "Oh yeah, well, we sorry. Let us stay here for a little bit longer. We'll pay you a percentage of what we making." In the form of what they call it, where they give out the checks, a bunch of just a little bit of a little bit of penny change. They give you some petty change and lock you back into a 200-year spell if you go for it, right? So is United States Corps is going down. All we gotta do is stay out the way. Now, as it go down and it kick and scream, like I say, it's the Masons operation being ran the whole time from the Postmaster General's position, the mail and address system where they locked us into this jurisdiction of the feds, who being muscled by the Masons, who controlled by the small hats from the top, and ultimately the 7 13 families, black noble families of the 200 fallen, and the connection to that is all tied in together. So now everybody get into how the United States is being liquidated. We already told you Trump was a liquidator, right? So this guy's going to break down and explain how United States is being liquidated. He's not gonna say United States, but he gonna just explain to you how liquidation work. And just keep in mind when he breaking this down that Donald Trump is the liquidator for United States courts, and that what we're doing is transitioning back into the republic. And so the money, everything that you like, the credit, all that shit's gonna go out. If you look at a lot of y'all, if you check your credit score now, you'll notice it's just going up, especially if you got a credit card. Now, now another part is that Donald Trump could be a double agent, because a lot of the stuff that he say, and I don't really like him, but then some of the things he doing, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking like, oh, he part of the takedown. Because he did say that, oh yeah, well, the gas prices is gonna go back down, such and such, and exactly how he said it was gonna go back down, the gas prices went back down. So hey, I don't know, man. And then still, to me, I ain't slow though, because hey, y'all still came up hard for them 2-3 weeks that they had the gas prices that high. The billionaire elite boys who own the all buddies, man, they made out big. They made out big, man. $1 a gallon. Then they already hitting us for 1/10 of a gallon off the dump. Yeah. When you go to the gas station, nigga, say 9/10 of a gallon. That ain't a full gallon. 10, one whole. It'll be 10 over 10. That'll make one whole. That'll be a full gallon, but it says 9/10 of a gallon. So that means that every 1/10 of a gallon is being siphoned by somebody off the back end. I'm telling you, man. And you ain't put it together yet that we've been getting hustled. I'm telling you, man. So let's get into this liquidation part.
Do liquidators investigate when companies go into liquidation? Well, of course liquidators investigate when companies go into liquidation. That's part of the job of the liquidator. Why else would it be necessary otherwise to have an independent person review the conduct of the directors? The simple fact of the matter
Trump is an independent person.
Then the directors could liquidate the company themselves, and this was essentially stopped many years ago to stop people liquidating their own companies. The whole point of having an independent person is to review the conduct of the director. Imagine you had a situation where you're driving down the road and unfortunately there's a car crash, and unfortunately something went wrong, somebody may have been injured, or obviously the other car would have been smashed into and so on. And nobody investigated, nobody reviewed, and you just simply got in your car and just drove off into the distance. I mean, clearly this just could not happen. Clearly, it's undoubtedly the case that a company going into liquidation doesn't happen necessarily because of the fault of the director. It can happen because of the fault of the director, and it can be because misconduct.
The United States is the company.
It can be complete. It can be a whole range of different reasons as to why a company goes into liquidation. But the simple issue is the matter has to be reviewed. An investigation is an essential ingredient of any insolvent liquidation in particular. There can be solvent liquidations investigated, but that's a separate issue altogether. The vast majority of liquidation investigations will be in an insolvent liquidation, such as a creditor's voluntary liquidation or a compulsory liquidation. Now, this should really surprise nobody. Ultimately, it's not the liquidator's job to sweep matters under the carpet. It's not the liquidator's job to do some sort of burial, as it may be known about. The point about liquidation is transparency, to act in the interests of the creditors. That is ultimately what the liquidator's duty is, to realise the
And the creditors is we the people. And that's why if you listening to a lot of Trump's opening speeches, he talk about turning America back over to the people, essentially. We all trusted the Joker though. But that's what he's saying, right? He's saying he liquidating them and he turning everything back over to the creditors, which is the true heirs of the land, the Moors, and we got different family names, right? Like Shoshone, Shinnecock, all these different names. But we the true creditors, the Amarucans, the real Americans, right?
Better start storing something in your houses. And I'm not talking about guns. I'm talking about food that's non-perishable. Because this thing is falling and falling fast. And when your people can't find jobs and can't have money, murder and bloodshed will be all in the streets.
So Farrakhan already given telling you to get some most of y'all already should be stacked up already. Most white folks are already stored up for the doomsday. That's why a lot of these people that's involved with the race war, trying to get the race war started, they are already ready. They already been going and training with paintball guns, doing paintball wars. The paintball wars is to get them ready for the big war, the civil war or the race war that they were planning for and hoping to get off. So already have all your supplies. Keep always buy extra supplies, food, water, batteries. Water and food's gonna be number one. Batteries, warm blankets, what stuff like solar generators, etc. Man, because we're gonna have a period where shit gonna have to be a reset.
Trump has instituted a 5-step economic plan to sabotage the economy. This is an in-depth for TikTok analysis. So
now, look, so yeah, he was talking about sabotage it, but he might be one of those ones that don't understand America as a business and how it's going out of business, right?
The United States has hit a grim financial milestone. For the first time since World War II, our national debt is now larger than our entire annual economic output.
For the first time in American history, our national debt is now larger than the entire U.S. economy. And the man sitting in the Oval Office has been treating the federal government like his personal ATM.
There's no question that no country has ever remained a superpower when its debt got too large.
New figures confirm it. The national debt under the Trump administration has reached a record-shattering high. And we're not just talking about a big number. We are talking about a debt that now exceeds the full gross domestic product of the United States. That means this country owes more than it produces every single year. That has never happened in the history.
This tape is called The Great Unmasking Collapse of the Old System. The old system is Mystery Babylon.
Donald Trump is elected president of the United States. In a kind of historical way, it's exciting because we will see the actual last president of the United States. It just won't work after that.
So you won't be thrilled if that happens?
I don't believe in that stuff, you know.
Where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain.
Blockchain, a block in a chain. A block, and people was talking about, oh, I'm down with blockchain. And they ain't hearing what the hell they talking about. You know what a block in a chain is? Oh, in old prison pictures in that times, they used to put a bowling ball with a chain tied to your leg. That's a block in a chain. And that's where you can't run and can't get out, man. You can't get away. So when they get you they already got us into this fiat monetary system where our natural wealth is being robbed since the Executive Order 6102 and House Joint Resolution 192. And so they already got us in this perpetuating state of debt system. Now they want to add a block and a chain to us. to go on to really put us in a stoop, man. They want to put a block and a chain on us. These guys are insidious. The stuff that goes on in the Luciferian's mind is insidious to the highest degree. Yeah, man. Hey, anybody come talking block and chain, look at him like, hey, well, he just he a computer guy that think he know what he talking about, or he in on it. I'm telling you, man. That's the only thing a block and a chain gonna get your ass is stuck.
Where we are about to, and I'll say this.
I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven.
Because I am a demon.
Yeah, only person that would say that is the gone Den, boy.
What does a liquidator do?
Den's no better.
In theory, the job is not that complicated in the sense that it is getting in, realising, and then distributing to the creditors or to the shareholders the assets of the company after dealing with the costs of liquidation. However, the liquidator enters office as a complete stranger to the affairs of a company, and in fact you cannot be the liquidator if you've acted for the company within the last 3 years. So the liquidator's job is not simply to realise disclosed assets. The liquidator's job is to identify, to discover, and to then recover the assets of a company.
And that's why you see all those UN Humvees and stuff coming back. They calling all the loans, man. They calling all the loans on everybody that Donald Trump, he collecting the assets because they got to return that back to the creditor. The creditor is Big Mama and Big Mama's children.
The United States will run out of military power. The generals have already warned.
BRICS is not, in my opinion, not a serious threat. But what they're trying to do is destroy the dollar so that another country can take over and be the standard. And we're not going to lose the standard at any time. If you have a smart president, you will never lose the standard. If you have a stupid president like the last one, you would lose the standard. You wouldn't have the dollar as you. And if we lost the world standard dollar, that would be like losing a war, a major world war. We would not be the same country any longer. We're not going to let that happen. The dollar.
Listen to this. Why ain't he a stupid president, and how he not gonna let the dollar fall? Why? Because he's gonna convert the dollar to be backed by real gold. Keep in mind, America is still the richest country, got the most gold. How are we in $31 trillion of debt, but we got the most gold reserves in the world? Now, somebody make that make sense for me. Make that make sense, man. We got the most gold out of all countries in the world. We number one. But then on the back end, we 31 trillion. Come on, man. Stop playing with us, bro. Stop playing with us. The numbers don't add up on that, okay? Stop playing with it, man.
Well, in a few hours, 9 o'clock Eastern time, Trump is going to give a speech from the Oval Office, hopefully updating us on what's going on with the war with Iran. But also, he's going to vent his frustration. This is what we're hearing in the press. He's going to vent his frustration with the NATO countries that refuse to be part of his illegal, corrupt war with Iran. And he's so frustrated, he's threatening to pull the United States out of NATO. Now, as an investor or someone, even if you've never invested a penny in your life, I want you to pay close attention, because this may only happen once in your lifetime. And that's if the United States pulls out of NATO. It will upset the entire geopolitical order of the world, the entire financial order of the world, for many reasons I won't get into. But the bottom line is, this is a chance to buy serious quality companies connected directly with European defense that will eventually rebound and reach most likely new highs. And if you buy it at a basement price and it goes through the roof within a period of years, you could become a millionaire almost overnight. I know this might sound like hype to you if you're not an investor. If you are an investor, you know what I'm talking about, because these events shape what the market does. Okay, here are the two companies. If you've never invested before, please don't be intimidated. You need to listen, even if you can put in $500. Okay, put in as much as you possibly can, but that you can afford. But even if it's a small amount, that's okay, because that $500 could turn into $50,000. And that might change your life. Okay, $5,000 might turn into $500,000. I don't know, but these giant events. Trump is so stupid. He's so uneducated that he can make these kinds of calls, and the Congress is allowing him to do all these crazy things. But the bottom line is rich people will get richer. I promise you, and I know I'll be one of them. Okay, I want you to be one of them as well. Here are the two companies I want you to look at. These are not the only companies. These are the two companies I'm looking at myself investing in. If Trump seriously threatens to pull out of NATO, and he does it, two companies. One is Boeing. Boeing is likely to tank completely for lots of different reasons I won't get into if Trump pulls the U.S. out of NATO. The other one is Caterpillar. Okay, look at Boeing, look at Caterpillar. If you want a third, look at Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that for y'all and get back with you on that. Where we at? Where we at? We almost done with
The
the clip. Let's
unyielding
run.
foundation for establishing these courts is the official Law of War manual of the United States Department of Defense, now Department of War. According to its provisions regarding unconventional warfare and military occupation, the armed forces hold supreme judicial authority when civilian jurisdiction and government institutions have been infiltrated and incapacitated by a hostile power of internal saboteurs. In this state of covert military law, the military is constitutionally mandated to secure national sovereignty and implement tribunals. The executive power and global reach of these tribunals were cemented through strategic executive orders, presidential directives, and presidential emergency action doctrine.
That's a powerful receipt there. Yeah, also the Caterpillars is the ones that make the tank engines and certain engines for the military, and Boeing make the airplanes. So America really don't got no money to spend on no more Raptors, no more F-722 Raptors. They don't got no money. That's $2-3 billion plane. They don't got that money, right? So yeah, man. You looking at they selling off all of military equipment secretly to other countries, the ones that they in bed with. All this is going down as the cookie crumbles. The American pie has got too many holes in it, man. Too many guys been getting booty with that American pie. It's got too many holes in it. Nobody wanted a piece no more. Nobody want a piece of the Americans' ass no more. It had been ran through. It's a harlot. She a harlot now. What you think a harlot means? Somebody that's got a lot of miles, man. You got the time, time up, man. She got too many miles. She washed up. Yeah, let's get more into it.
Our currency is crashing and will soon no longer be the world standard, which will be our greatest defeat, frankly, in 200 years. There will be no defeat like that. That will take us away from being even a great power.
Putin announced this week that Russia will begin using the Chinese yuan for international payments instead of the dollar. Saudi Arabia is also in talks with Beijing to do the same thing. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, they're in talks with Iran as well to consider an economic alliance with China and Russia. And they can even be joining the BRIC countries, which is an acronym for these countries here, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries all have emerging economies. So what happens if our economy and the U.S. dollar are no longer the world's dominant currency?
It's really hard to overstate exactly how catastrophic the abandonment of the U.S. dollar would be as the world's global reserve currency. Look, since the end of World War II, the dollar has been the safe place to go, and it's been backed up by a couple of things. It originally was backed up by gold, but President Nixon took us off the gold standard, so there's no hard asset backing up the dollar anymore for the last 50 years. But also it's been backed up by the strength and economic power of the United States and the fact that oil has always been traded in dollars. If that were to end, that would mean the end of the U.S. dollar. Looking at sky-high inflation, just raging Weimar Republic kind of inflation. If you think inflation is bad now, just wait. But more importantly, we would lose our economic dominance and we would lose our superpower status, whether it's energy prices.
Never mind, the banks now is going to set up a new system where you got to have a chip in order to use the bank. I got a clip coming up on that. But so far, based on what we're hearing, if you're a smart guy or a smart lady, you should be buying, instead of putting money in a savings account, you should be buying silver and gold. You should be buying stuff that you can liquidate. If they're liquidating, you should be liquidating. And you should be liquidating the United States stuff, like their federal notes. Anything federal should be liquidated at this point because they out of business. It's a wrap, man. And we don't know how many times we got to say it for people to get it. Yeah, man, buy precious metals, man. Buy stuff that's stored that you can store up in your food and stuff, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, you will thank us later. When you take say if you make $1,000, you take 300 every week or so, and you take 300 of that, which is your savings, and buy silver bars, you will thank us later, cuz you'll come back to this table and thank us later. I'm buying gold bars and silver bars. I actually don't got no silver bars. I got mostly gold. Well, I don't know. I just like gold better, but I'm finna start getting more silver bars too, though. Since Orisha put me on it. Shout out Orisha, man. We moving the show prior to Thursday because Orisha got to handle some business on Tuesdays from now on out. But man, we're gonna be on with Orisha, with Big Mama Ratbird and Rod Hayes Saturday at 7:00, y'all. You want to be tuned in for that? Let's get more of these clips.
According to Project Sandman, 209 countries agree behind the scenes to world peace, but also to return to the gold standard. What they said will happen is when triggered, these countries will one by one drop the dollar. Here's something about Project Sandman. You can see this on Reddit, but there's an article about it on Miami Herald. So you Google that. Project Sandman describes 100 plus nation agreement. Back then, when it was written, it was 100, but it's now 209. When triggered, we will see these nations simultaneously dump the dollar and abandon petrodollar. When this decision is triggered, the dollar and all dollar-denominated assets will plunge to near zero, literally overnight. So what will happen when it plunges to zero, literally overnight, is that you will likely have something that Jim Rickards, or James Rickards, we call him Jim Rickards, calls an ICE 9 scenario. An ICE 9 scenario means that once the banks implode and the dollar becomes completely worthless and all dollar-denominated assets plunge to zero or near zero overnight, everything will freeze. There'll be no banking going on. Your ATM cards may not work. Even EBT cards may not work. Everything will stop working for a while because at the end of every empire, they print up as much money as they can.
Yeah, hey, shout out Dr. Kia Pruitt, man. Go check out her YouTube page. I'm gonna try to get her on too. Do an interview. We already got one with me and her and Rod. We're gonna get her by herself. Yeah, man. So you heard it right there, man. We've been knowing this about the down of the dollar and the fall of America. All this we got Elijah Muhammad told us in the 50s, man. So it's inevitable. And then you see this is another reason she's following, which is tied to a lot of the other this black and white game. What they do, you see how they treating the real indigenous people and versus foreigners. They treat foreigners with better treatment than they treat the indigenous people like savages and criminals versus the real criminals and colonizers. They treat them like saints. So a colonizer can shoot an indigenous person in the back and get off. But if an indigenous person, because this is what we came up with to the conclusion, if an indigenous person shoot a colonizer or defend himself from a colonizer in the Carmelo Anthony case, he's a criminal. He's got life. He's a murderer because he tried to defend himself from being took advantage of, molested. Them boy probably were gonna molest him and take his booty when they got him down, but just so happened he had a blade on him and got one of them white boys in the neck, and now he a criminal. Just like the dude up in, I think it was Virginia, 2 white boys in ski masks trying to break in his house. One of them said, "No, we weren't trying to break in; it was a prank." But you got 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to break in the wiggling the dude door. He blasted one of their ass, and he indigenous. He a criminal. But the European colonizers, they got victimized. And you thinking that this shit ain't funny? This shit ain't funny to you, man? I'm telling you, man. Colonizers come over, they own the restaurants and stores in our community, and they the good guys, and we the criminals. And you think ain't nothing going on with it?
The empire is over. The regime change is happening. What's happening at the Federal Reserve is over. What's happening with the US corporation, what's happening in Iran, it's over. Israel is over. The EU is over. NATO is over. The City of London is over. They're all over. For those who are awake, you can see it. But it needs to be done so that people who are not awake can see it.
He tell he had a drink right before he went live on that. He slurred some of his words. I know how them, yeah. But still, he spits great facts. And all of the people that he named is a conglomerate that make up the New World Order agenda. The New World Order agenda, they didn't make the deadline, man. They were supposed to got their shit off by 96, really. Yeah, by 96, before the 2000, yeah, or really by 2011, before the 2012 joint. Yeah, that they wanted to have the apocalypse. That's why they came out with the movie 2012, where the world is being destroyed. They supposed to have their shit off by then. And they really, yeah. So the Federal Reserve is done, and it's gonna be like a domino effect. Their Rockefeller hospital system, which is stealing our people's organs and killing our old folks, right? Killing our elders because they don't know no better. We pass it for the lack of knowledge. But now we're getting the knowledge, we're getting the awareness of who these guys are and what they all about, man. We're dealing with some killer clowns in 3D from outer space. Yeah, man, 3D killer clowns in 3D from outer space, man. The George Washington challenge is up. The time, it's a wrap for that was 200 years, and the 200 years is up. The Willie Lynch syndrome, all it. Right? Yeah, so man, in conclusion to this tape, which is called The Great Unmasking, the unmasking is the blood of the saints is on United States corpse hands. right? We're talking about Rosewood. We're talking about Tulsa. We're talking about the mass extermination of our people, indigenous people on this land for over the last 200 to 300 years. We're talking about stuff that they scared to speak about, how they dropped a bomb on Philadelphia on the black community, right? We're talking about of how they exterminated whole towns. United States Corps, just in the name of greed and their God, the almighty dollar. So this is where this is a long time coming, man. This is the big payback. This shit is inevitable. It's too much blood. The blood of the saints. Emmett Till didn't bother nobody. Didn't see look at no white girl. They set him up in Tulsa. Them people in Tulsa. The Atlanta massacres. The Atlanta massacres. The Florida massacres. They massacred the Comanche people. Their courts is fraud because of they honor the Turners versus the United States, and they won in court to get 1 million acres of their land, but then a year later, after money is put in certain pockets and certain rituals are made by dirty masons who work on behalf of the small hats from the top, who bear the small hats are puppeted by the cat's paw. It's a pyramid scheme, man. It's a Ponzi scheme the whole time. Yeah, they'll hustle us out, make us think some God coming from outer space to help us when we got to sit here and, yeah, man, with the whole time we the gods from outer space in a way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we the God. Yeah, we the star seeds and this and that. And we are the original Nomos and Naga people, the original heirs to the planet. And most of y'all are direct descendant of Inky, who got birthrights through his mother. We Dragonians. We the benevolent Dragonians. Yeah, so ain't no way you could get rid of us. They been trying to get rid of us for quite some time now. They poison our water. They poison our food. They use psychological warfare in our music to keep us to a 3rd grade educational level. Because they don't rap about shit no more, but I'm gonna slide. I got a pocket full of money. Oh, I got this Bentley. They don't educate you. No, they ain't giving you no. They ain't talk to you like Mr. Big Stuff. Even though Mr. Big, what his name is, Big Stuff was rapping about selling dope and riding around in the Cadillac, but he at least gave you some game in the shit. Yeah, he at least gave you, hey man, don't put that dope here, hide it there. You know, he at least gave you something to do. These boys ain't even telling you how to hide the dope or sell the dope. They just telling you, hey, I sold 2 kilos, man. It was a good day. They ain't telling you, hey, well, I almost got chased. The police pulled me over. Yeah, they ain't telling you the whole damn story, man. They just giving you the glory to all this shit. Ain't really no glory in that shit, really. Ain't no glory in selling crack and having to live like that, and then the police come take all your shit. You gotta do 15 years in jail, then get out and start from scratch. And then you behind 15 years because when you in jail, you lose track of time out on the outside. I'm gonna tell you a perfect example. Now, niggas in Cali is excluded from this, right? Because it's a style. This is a style out there. But when a cat go in, when my cousin was in jail 15 years and he got out, he still was wearing tube socks. I said, oh yeah, man, we been stopped, but we wear footies. Nobody wear no tube socks no more, man. Unless you old school or you Cali, niggas Cali rock the tube socks. You got some clans in New York that rock the tube socks, with the color joints. Yeah, Cali, yeah, you know Jarvis. Hey, shout out that boy Jarvis. In Cali, like on certain old school swags, the tube socks is gangster. You know what I'm saying? It's part of your gangster attire in some Cali clans. But yeah, nigga, man, This boy got out. He still wearing tube socks, man. In 2020, man, niggas don't wear tube socks no more, man. So that's like just one example. That's really a small example, but that you when you get out of there, you be behind of how many years you've been in there because they really keep you cut off from the outside society. Besides, unless you got some good loved ones, they gonna look out for you and send you some kites. Pick up your put some money on your line where you can hit them up. You know what I'm saying? If you got people in jail, man, especially if they close to you, stay in touch with them, man, because they messing up our people in jail too. They deliberately tested they people. I'm gonna tell you what my brother said. They deliberately testing our Nubian brothers in jail, testing their blood. And then when they figure out which ones can most likely get diabetes, and then they move them all to a row by themselves. And then for 90 days straight, they feed them nothing but peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Nothing but peanut butter and jelly sandwiches 3 times a day, kids. And then next thing you know, everybody over there got diabetes. Everybody over there got diabetes, man, on that one row. This what type of game. Yeah. And then they also paying brothers $30, which is a way more than they making a whole damn month, working 15 hours a day. They don't even make $30 a month working 15 hours a day in there. But they pay them $30 for a shot of cum. And this cum, what are they doing with all them brothers? They find the strongest specimens and then collect their cum for $30 a shot. Now, what are they doing? And I said, then what the hell is they doing with these people cum? What the hell are they doing with it? And I figured it out. Because I remember Doc talking about it in The Man from Planet Riz. He said they were gonna take that stuff and they were gonna start creating clone hybrid people that you can't even tell what race they is. They were called Neutrozoids. You couldn't tell if they were Chinese, Asian, black, or white. Yeah, so they white women, in order to preserve their race, they taking all that sperm and they injecting it into white women so that they can produce these new. Yeah, man, shit was crazy when I seen it, man. Paying a brother $30, and I say, who gonna turn that down? What brother? There's no like if they pick you for that and you in there and you working $15 hours a day for 10 cents or 35 cents a day versus the doctor coming to you saying, hey, if you give me a sperm specimen, you can make $30 onto your cards. Man, who ain't gonna go for that if they being picked? So it's definitely, and it's been going on for a while, y'all. They've been they already probably made all the clones already off of the brothers in jail specimens, and so ultimately it's the Freemasons want to get us to ride. They already bought all the caskets already. They already set up FEMA camps. They already modified some of the Walmarts out to turn into FEMA camps. And so they want us to ride and get crazy, act stupid, so they can activate Rex 44 or Rex 84. I mean, and Reagan 84, so that they can put us out of business. But all we gotta do, like we say, like the brother said, all we gotta do is stay out their way and let them fall on their face. Don't save them. Don't cheer them on. We don't want no parts of them no more. We don't want to vote for them no more. Nothing. We don't want to participate in their system. Now, by default, we still gonna have to assimilate ourselves kind of into the system as it's going down, as it collapses. But like I said, don't be a dummy. Don't keep on loading your money into a savings account, man. You're gonna be crazy for that. Don't put no more than $10,000 if you got it like that. Like you got 100,000 or something. don't have no more than 10,000 in their bank from this point on, because you're gonna feel sorry that if you do. Have them, if you're gonna keep it cash, keep it into your safe, and you want to liquidate that cash into commodity money, because the cash is monopoly money, fiat money. So you want to liquidate that cash into real commodity money. What is commodity money? Land. Even though you really can't you can't own land as an artificial person, but don't worry about that, because that system is going down. So still cop the land if you can. Cop the land, get on it, because you being on that land is gonna justify you being on that land. You know what I'm saying? In a kind of way, right? So cop the land, do whatever you got to do. Land, don't if you got 100,000, you got the money, cop the land, build the land up, build plant trees, plant apple trees, plant orange trees. Different fruit trees and vegetables. Start your garden. Learn how to hunt. Even though they tracing all the livestock into the mountains, because that's where they gonna have to go in underground. They burning all of our forests down. Hey, you put it in a safe, and that's what you do. Put your money in a safe, right? From this point on, you shouldn't be really using no more fiat. You know what you should be using? Credit. When you get gas, use credit. Right? When you pay your rent, if you got a big enough credit card, some people got $20,000 credit cards. Use credit for everything, because the debt instrument is useless, especially when you spend it without converting it to credit. So if any fiat you don't want to convert to gold and silver and land and etc. Guns, it's the same thing. Guns is, you can liquidate guns and jewelry, right? Take that money, and or if you're gonna spend it, always use credit. If you got a 500, if you don't got a credit card and you don't got no good credit, go to the bank, and this is the only thing they're gonna be good for. Don't go to the bank, go to a credit union. Go to the credit union, because the credit unions are still big mama's banks. Why would they have a bank and a credit union? Just think about that. What's the difference between a bank and a credit union? The credit union is gonna still be around. The only thing about it is they're just gonna transfer the type of money that they're using to mostly this new gold-backed money, right? So deal with credit unions are owned by the members essentially, versus banks being owned by private guys like JP Morgans and etc. Right? So deal with credit unions. I prefer Navy Federal. I got Navy Federal, and I got Boxtel. I don't got no bank really. I only got credit unions. I got Navy Federal, and I got Boxtel Federal Credit Union with the Air Force. Right? So and Navy Federals are my number one go-to guys, right? They give you they give you whatever you want. They offering me credit cards right now. But I already got one, right? So if you don't got no money and you don't got if you don't got no credit, get a secure credit card. What they call a security credit card is where when you give $500, say if you get a $500 secure credit card, you get them $500 and they give you a credit card, and you just use the credit card. And it's gonna make your credit score go up. My credit score off the chain, man, from using number credit cards and paying. Say if my rent $800, I pay it on the credit card and then take the fiat money and pay the credit card off. And every month my credit been going up 8, 10, 9 points. If you get a credit card and activate it and throw it in the drawer, your credit score go up 35 points. Hey, if you new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get more of that information, right? Go to my playlist called the Hustler's Degree playlist. And in that playlist, I got classes on how to make your credit score 800, how to get inquiries off your credit score, all that, the whole breakdown. Oh, I should have brought that book in here. I got the book on. Yeah, so I got a whole like 6-7 class course on how to clean your credit up and how to build your credit if you don't got none with a secure credit card. So use nothing but credit. If you're going to deal in the fiat, use their credit. And it's going to come back later because all this shit is getting ready to go down. But I'm saying as it go down, start use transition to the credit, and then whatever you do use with cash, and have you some pay. You need to have you cash in a safe, but transfer that cash to silver and gold, man, ASAP. That's what I'll be doing. I wouldn't be wasting no time on it. I know a guy, every time he get paid $1,000, $1,200 a week. He spent $300 on silver and gold, or the silver bars. You better get it while the good is good, because this time next year, I would be surprised if both of them is double. Because right now, while they telling you about the New York Knicks playing and they finna win and all this, and they telling you about Carmelo Anthony getting cheated out with an all-white jury, J.P. Morgan is down in Tennessee building a silver refinery. So and remember, they went into Venezuela. They trying to make us forget all about this, about them stealing the silver from Venezuela. J.P. Morgan is building a silver refinery in Tennessee to restore refining silver for the new currency, and he want to be ahead and be the richest guy in a new paradigm. So why they telling us why they got us watching the Knicks and Spurs? They up there they refining silver and putting their stamp on it. They buying up silver left and right. So yeah, man, don't be duped. This fiat system, this artificial system they put us in to where we couldn't own nothing, it's all going out. And like I say, cop that land if you can cop it. Start building it up. Get ready for the switch. Make your family members aware. Build it up for your family, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, plant trees, do etc. The system is collapsing. Mystery Babylon has fallen. And it's never, don't be scared, Nubians and Moors, indigenous people around the world, because it never had nothing to do with us. They shoot us in the back. They cheat us in the courts. They cut us, they tax us without extra tax without representation. Right? So this system it ain't for us anyway. So it's going down. Really, we don't give a damn if it's going down, because it don't do no shit for us anyway. But keep us held back and in the stoop. You know what I'm saying? This system don't help us anyway. So what the hell we give a damn if it's crashing and burning? Let it burn, baby, burn. We've been waiting a long time for this shit. It really ain't even happening fast enough for some of y'all. McDonald's and Burger King fast food guys, y'all like everything fast, right? You like to go to the drive, you like to order your burger, and then in the next 5 seconds, you got your burger and fries, you already gone, man. You a fast guy. So y'all want to see why they ain't going down yesterday, right? Why they ain't down yesterday, goddammit. The new generation, man. The new generation saying why they ain't down yesterday, man. They ain't begging the government for shit. The YNs ain't begging government for shit. They want it, they take it. They ain't complaining or nothing. And then most of the shit, they don't even give a damn about it. They brain ain't assimilated around the shit that they trained them to want and had greed and money hungry for. That shit is like just fading out by default. Niggas don't even give a damn about none of those jewelry, all that shit no more. The YNs really. I'm telling you, man. They're on a whole nother game plan, man. And the government brought it on their damn self. Their own doing is about to become their own undoing. Their own masking is about to become their own unmasking. You feel me? This is how this is how the cookie crumbles. This is how it all. The blood of the saints is on there. The blood of your ancestors is on these people's hands that we talking about that's going down for the count. They used to pull your ancestors out of in the middle of the night. Imagine you in your dead sleep at 2:30 in the morning, and these people, Ku Klux Klans in the white robes, and it might have been some black hands on a couple of them, pull your, because it was with Emmett Till, and they pull your people out of there in the middle of the night and hang them at 2:30 in the morning, man, out of their dead sleep. That's trauma, man. And so the blood, all that blood is on United States Corp's hands, and it's time for the big payback, man. It's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay that piper, man. Now all we gotta do is thank them out of existence, and it's a wrap as a unit. We all gotta be on the same page that we want the United States Corps to get off our land. They never been for us, ever. They shoot our young people in the black. They shoot our old people. They shoot our sisters. The sister that was out in the name of Jesus. I'll shoot you. You see how evil they are? How evil and insidious and vicious towards us. They are vicious towards us. They are real, real jigs. And on that note, man, we about to get up out of here. Peace and love. Hey, show us some love on the Cash App. If you want to, we take 5, 10, 20, whatever you got. What else, man? Free Malachi York. Free Jeff Fort, the Air Rookie. Free all the L's, man. Free Larry Hoover. Free all the L's, man. They got the L's locked in Colorado on the ground in the 3 pyramids. But yo, we won already, y'all. That's how you gotta do is have in your mind. Every time you see it trying to do some of that shit to cause this order out of chaos and make us hate the white guy and all this other bullshit, somebody at the top is puppeting that shit. Because like I told you, at my son Hakeem's school, his 2 buddies are the whitest guys in the class, Lucians and Connor. And they don't know nothing about no damn racism or hate him. I hate him because he white. They don't know nothing about it. So that race shit is some bullshit coming from some grown, egotistic motherfuckers, man. And another thing, Lucians, his mama's she named him that because she a satanic worshiper, man. She got the Hell's Fire Club on back of her car, man, with the little sign of the devil. Yeah. And then she be cheating on her husband with a lesbian chick, man. Yeah, so I was like, man, they all run hands in hand. I studied them gens. We had to study them to come here and fight them. But we more nastier than you gens. We ain't scared of you suckers. Man, I behead a gen right in front of everybody. Yeah, I behead a gen right in front of everybody, man. For everybody to see. And hold his head up. Yeah. We out of here, y'all. One love, one heart. Wadu.